Okay, we're back. We've got more Dark Rites of Arkham to perform. Okay. The announcement is out there. Do I need to... and yeah, it looks like we're live here. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I got chat pulled up. Everything's ready to go. Let's... Oh. Okay. Load our game. But I think it was a... Was it this? I think that was the most recent. Yeah, Max here. Let me see, I have the net and the... Okay, cool. Container. This is where I found the... crowbar, I'm pretty sure. Mac. You still have that feeling? I've had it all night. I got a feeling this one's bad. You know how the night's gonna end? By busting those guys and us having a drink or whatever they're trafficking. Yeah, I guess you're right. I hope the liquor's good. I don't even remember what alcohol tastes like anymore. Should have left the car closer. I don't want them to get away if they have the... I don't want them to get away if they try to run. God. I told you, Jack. Car draws too much attention around here at this hour. It's fine where it is. Alright. Gonna be alright. And we go. Just once more. Yeah, nothing inside. Maybe I can get the boots with the net. I remember the boots being a thing. They were up here. Guy needs his boots. I don't know. I want you. Yeah, okay. Cool. I've retrieved the boots. Give him to homeboy over here. Lewis. Are you barefoot? Morty threw my boots in the water. I was drying my socks. You think you're funny, Morty? Oh wait, yeah, that's... I have to... Give him the boots. There we go. Are these your boots? Usually, Morty, I got them back. If you throw them back in the water, you're going in after them. Jasper and Clarence lit a flare in a barrel out back. I'll dry them there. Thank you very much for getting them back, sir. You're very kind. Funny. Don't sound like it when you pointed that gun at my face. Yeah. Yeah, now we can get some liquor. Seen some of those shady guys on one of the docks. I think they're smuggling. Which dock? Third one from the end, opposite this one. I think I'll pay them a visit. Wouldn't be the first time a smuggler invited me to get for a drink. Lovely. Hey, what are you doing here? My hand. I heard there's flute. Fuck me. Oh my god. There's hooch flowing around here. How about a little drink? Hey. Can I get another net? Okay. A bit of water in it. Might as well swim. Jacket cat. Shoot the cat. Not a savage. Yeah. I just, well, I have the chance here. I'm going to get the VOD from last night. I'm going to start uploading that. That is the wrong channel. Cancel that upload. Go over switch account. This shouldn't take but a second. Okay. Bink boink bonk. Public. Alright, last night's VOD is getting uploaded as we speak. And I can return to chat here, which is not moved. Alright, let's go down to the dock. And that damn cat tossed my boots in the water while I was drying my socks. Now I've got every last grain of this damn pier on my feet. You know what? I like you, Lewis. I'll put in a word with Baroni about you. We could use an extra pair of eyes on the dock. Tell us everything you know about this place. And then you set me up with a drink. Deal. Alright. I can step out of the shadows now, loose, keeping them busy. Yes. I have a harpoon now. Don't know much about the maritime world, but I figure the beacon keeps night ships from plowing into the harbor. I think that's the idea. See this? I can't see the ship's name here from here. All right. I want to go that way yet. I think maybe I can go this way and use this on that. If I could cut this rope with the tip of the harpoon, the box would make quite a racket. How was so quiet? Can I get the sacks, maybe? No way to cushion the fall. To call for last year's dock workers' strike. I think we read that already. Kicked out everyone who supported it and replaced them with workers less concerned about their rights. Yeah. Nothing over here. This isn't gonna really. Okay. Alright. Wait, was there an option to look inside these windows? No. Okay. I thought that just flashed up. Alright, then I think we'll go to the dock. Go to the end of the pier. Checked by Lewis. Not enough for me to reach the end of the pier unseen. I'd rather not risk it. Okay. Okay. Now I can fucking shoot them. I want to keep them busy again. Oh, I didn't mean to go there. And I'm assuming that I can't just click on the ship. There are two guys guarding the dock and just find another way to get close to the ship. Okay, yeah. Okay, well surely if I go here, go to the door maybe? Slacks, that's a life jacket. I'll take it. But cat is there. Can't exactly. So I'm not gonna spare any cats with this harpoon. So I can't just do that. Let's go back here, perhaps. What are you doing here? I'm thinking, Mac. Can I go to the car now? No. Okay. I have a harpoon and a crowbar and a gun and a notebook. Oh wait, these barrels. I remember Lewis told me they were empty. Oh, they are empty. Okay. Small box. What is the small box? Just empty. Okay, this box. Hmm. Can't get another net, no. It's net negative. Is there something else I've missed down here at the dock, I wonder? It's not how a detective thinks. And then move this board. Can it fuck you up? Easy on this. I want to accomplish anything by doing that. This is becoming quite the conundrum. Oh wait, can I open this with the... I don't need to get into the lighthouse. Okay. Cool. I mean, I guess we might as well be using the crowbar. I don't know what's up. Bucks. But boys, this is a very interesting first few minutes to the stream. I know. Crash would attract attention. I don't. Well, quite frankly, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do then. Hey. There's a net here. Torn to shreds, useless. Oh, there's a dead fish in it. Oh my god. A fishbone? Seriously? You ought to break that habit of pocketing every stray thing you find. I'm a resourceful man. Yes, I am. Okay. Well, so I just spent a lot of diddly-dallying for something that I should have done in the first, like, minute of being in this flashback. Give it to the cat. Give it to Morris, or whatever his name is. You hungry, buddy? Damn right. Get the life jacket. Can I get into the box? No. Forget the life jacket. I'm gonna go over here, put the life jacket on the pallet. I can break the damn thing. Okay. I hope the tip of the harpoon is sharp enough to cut the rope. Well, certainly seems so. Thanks to the life jacket, the box didn't make any noise. Harpoon tip has been, at least it did its job. Accordingly, label the box full of marine collectibles. They could be worth a fortune. Anyway, the lid is nailed shut. Won't be able to pry it open by hand. So remove this rope. I don't need it. Let's see what's inside. Old, well-preserved rudder, rusty compass, a bell without a clapper, spyglass. I could use it. Worth stealing or seizing in the name of the law. I'll save the moral dilemmas for another day. Okay. Alright, and now I can go and use the spyglass on the boat. The Elizabeth Dane. I got the ship's name. Oh, and then there's that cop running around here. Shut up, Lewis. Cop? What cop? Oh, the one who got my boots out of the water. Nearly put a bullet in me. Can't be a cop. My boss makes sure we're left to work in peace around here. We pulled out a Smith & Wesson Model 27. That's Arkham PD standard issue. So we got a hero nosing around these decks, eh? Time to move. Looks like things got messy with that cop hanging around. I'll tag along with the guy in the truck in case there's any trouble. You take care of that cop. Polly. I doubt he's out here alone. He's probably got a partner. Take care of them both. Consider it done. Damn it. We gotta go, Mac. We gotta go. We've been made, Mac. They saw ya? Not exactly, but they know we're around. The truck's about to roll out of the port, but they know we can tail them. We'll play it carefully. You get the ship's name? Elizabeth Dane. Get in the car, let's move. Careful, you're getting too close. Keep some distance from the truck. I don't get this whole thing, Jack. 3 families run the Arkham liquor racket. Ferraros, the Barbieris, and the Baronis, yeah. And that truck's not one of theirs. I'm surprised Baroni's got his boys playing guardian angels for this shipment. You know what? I doubt that son of a bitch would allow a 4th player on the board. Something tells me that truck isn't hauling booze. What do you think, dope? Dope, guns, explosives, peppermints. Anything but booze, that much I'm sure of. They're heading for the McKinley Tunnel. Don't lose them. They're heading for the outskirts. Lucky you, don't you like the country? What? Didn't you want to live out in the country? No, that's Mary's thing. She's got this romantic idea about us becoming farmers, you know, like we're settlers from the last century. Lived that life as a kid and it's hard. I don't want little Jim growing up friendless, throwing rocks at lizards. Crops are dead. Most farmers are flooding into the city hoping for a better life. That's what I tell Mary. She doesn't realize how good we've got it in town. She's stubborn, Jack. I don't know how to shake it out of her. I see you getting up every day at 5 in the morning to feed the chickens. Over my dead body. We're coming out of the tunnel. And ease off, Mac. You're crowding the truck again. Damn it. I think they've clocked we're tailing them. Kill the lights, quick. Too late. Brake, Mac, brake. Look out. Oh, dear. What the hell do you think you're doing, coppers? Shit, he's got a Tommy gun. Damn it. Fuck him up. I can't get a shot from this height. The barrels are covering him, and the bastard knows it. They lead, flatfoots. Get the wheel. Fender's blocking my shot at the tire. Son of a bitch is gonna cut us to ribbons. Guess barrels? There's a blackish liquid bleeding from one of the barrels. Looks like oil. Told you, Jack, those barrels aren't liquor. Shoot the barrels again. Shooting barrels won't get us anywhere, Jack. Driver? Damn it. No way you got a shot on him. Son of a bitch is gonna cut us to ribbons. Front wheel? Can see that tire from here. Fender. Hit the emergency siren. Oh, you think that'll scare him off? Where's the megaphone? I see. What are you gonna do? Convince the guy? You think he'll drop the Tommy and call it a misunderstanding? Ram the truck. You sure? Maybe we'll shove him off the road. Alright, hold tight. Sons of bitches. That made him angry. Even more so. We offer backup? We're in the middle of nowhere. Help will take forever. We're on our own, Jack. Is that bad feeling you were talking about? Getting shot at? Wouldn't be the first time. You're right. And the truck again. Oh, sit. Hell yeah. How to make the driver lose control. Ready, Mac? Do it! Damn it. I don't like this one bit, Jack. We should get the hell out of here. Look, it was an accident. Mouse will understand. It's not what this is about. Screw those goons. It's God's sake, can't you feel it? Feel what? What the hell was that? It's getting into my head. What? It's poking around the brain. Let's go, Jack. This ain't normal. Listen, Mac, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. So let me check if these two are dead or alive and see what they're hollering. Then we're gone, okay? Gotta take out the bad guys. Wanna wait in the car while I look over this mess? Mac? Alright, won't be a minute. All the barrels are oozing a viscous black liquid. What is this stuff? No pulse. Rest in peace, you idiot. Tank's leaking, and if that pool of gas reaches the flames, we're in trouble. But we can kill the fire, right? He didn't make it. So I don't know where this truck was headed. Maybe I should check the cab. Might be something in there. I'm worried about Mac. I'll go check on him. Mac? For God's sake, what are you doing? It's the only way to end this, Jack. What? Put the gun down, please. We mean nothing in this universe. We don't fit into their plans. They're not even aware of our existence. They'll crush us like ants. It's made me see the vastness of the cosmos, you know? What? Who are you talking about? It's bigger than we can conceive. There are unimaginable horrors in the depths of space. How am I supposed to live after knowing all this? Put the damn gun down, Mac. Can't you see it, Jack? You do the same in my place. Think about what you're doing, for fuck's sake. You got a wife and kid. What am I gonna tell Mary? Deal with it. Well, like, yeah. What have you done? Why did you kill yourself? Oh, why? Why have you killed? I can't believe you killed yourself. Oh, God, I can't believe this. No. You killed yourself. What the? Oh my Jesus, fuck. What the? Holy fucking shit. Damn it. This fucking sucks. What?
We've seen it, Jack.
What did you see?
All of it.
The chase, Detective McCarthy's death. That's more French. I can't. And that creature, I felt absolute terror, as if an aura of evil was floating in the room. You too?
We experienced the same panic as you when that creature appeared. I don't know how it happened, but it did. We shared your fear.
No, I can't explain it. For several months now, I've had the patients who have experienced irrational panic attacks. The description of the terror they suffered was exactly what we just experienced. Everything pointed to some kind of mass hysteria, but after tonight, I believe that something inconceivable and beyond rational thought is happening in Arkham. But I have to admit that it's real. Please accept my apologies for not believing you, Mr. Foster. I'm sorry I put you through that again. In fact. So I'm not crazy, right? No, of course not. But you insisted that what happened to me was mere fantasies. Had I known, I wouldn't have questioned your sanity. I'm sorry, very sorry. It's alright, don't sweat about it. Just one thing. I told you.
You know, Jack, I haven't had the chance to tell you this, but I've always believed your story, and I sense something amiss in Arkham. Lately, there have been countless calls to the police station reporting stories that defy rational explanation. The captain doesn't want to hear any of it, but since I got here, I felt something in the air, as if a prelude to a grave, impending event.
I felt it too. In fact, just as I entered our victim's room, I thought I was going crazy again.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah?
How are you feeling?
Me? Right now, I'm feeling liberated. The doctor stamped my report. I can now say I'm a completely sane agent, and I'll shove it in the face of any idiot who questions my sanity. Let's move. The case won't solve itself. Okay. I think we got to go here because we need to get the magazine from that person. But I don't know we can do that. So this is where your pen pal keeps his antique shop?
Yes, it's a little further down the road.
Pour with Bradley. Scoundrel ripped off Roosevelt's presidential campaign slogan. I don't see how the Democrats didn't slap a lawsuit on him. The Democrats don't like acting, that's why. Whitfield shaving lotion. Women will find you irresistible. Something smells good. You up for a bite?
We're in the middle of an investigation and we're running late. How about we leave it for later?
Your call, partner. He's enjoying his meal. I've got nothing to say to him. Welcome to Rob's. Today's special is the American cheese sandwich. The cops are on duty. Some of the time, sweetheart. Can you read? What's the name on the... What's the name... Oh, fuck. Why am I... What's the name on the tag? Betty? That's right. Betty. Not sweetheart. Clear? Feisty dames these days, huh?
Don't call them that. That's offensive, Jack. You talk too much. I suggest that for every 2 words you say, save 1. What are we doing here? We should be working the case.
We're doing a raise meeting for the entire menu. I'll take that raise, of course. Yeah, Rob, wants to do something with folks who lost everything and can't afford a plate. But they don't look too healthy. I mean, the cans are rusted to hell. Doubt the insides look any prettier. Look, this is all Rob's thing. Complaints to him. What the hell? They're free. I'll grab one. Yeah, that's good. Boston Globe. What's in the cakes? The bottom one raspberry jam and walnuts, and the top one triple chocolate. Look downright awful. Thanks, baked them myself, sweetheart. Hello, greetings. What am I? Am I insured? Oh, there's a note back here. Okay. A note for the employees. Don't let the Innsmouth guy in. He scares the customers. If he wants anything, I'll have him call and I'll deliver it myself. Signed, Rob. That might be the Benjamin Marsh guy. Might have the Innsmouth look. Old devoirs, miss. Are you aware that it's illegal to display alcohol advertisements in an establishment? May I remind you that alcohol is banned in the United States. You're such a fucking nerd, Henry. Harvey, I don't... We tried to take it down, but all the screws are stripped. Well, cover it up or paint over it. Harvey. What? Relax, will you? Okay, I think we're done here. We have some food. Some horrid food. Let's go give it to the worm. See a few shops are cleaning on. And some of them are open 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. Certified freak. Okay. My head hurts just looking at it. Jack is really not a fan of neon. Would you like a nice glass of whiskey right now? Maybe, but it's illegal, Jack. Bums. Dorg. How are you, buddy? Hey, what are you doing? I was going to pet the dog. So you wouldn't shake my hand when we met, but you'll pet a mangy stray? Get your hand the hell away from it. Unless you want to catch mange. It's Hath. Oh, hello, Hath. I thought the name sounded familiar. I couldn't remember if it was Hath or, I was thinking Crash, maybe. But good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Having a little chat. Good night, gentlemen. Hey, you. What are you drinking? Me? Rob. In that case, I have no choice but to confiscate the bottle and take it to the police station, sir. What are you doing, Harvey? What? I'm gonna have a little... Get over here. Get over here. What the hell are you doing? This man is committing a crime, Jack. He's in possession of an alcoholic beverage, and that's illegal. Probably the only relief that poor bastard has in his life is to take a few swigs from a bottle without a cop coming in and breaking his chaps. Are you telling me to turn a blind eye? In this case, yeah. You're justifying a crime, Jack. No, for God's sake, don't be so square, okay? He is square. He's a nerd. That's what he is. Marsh Antique Shop, cash and trade only. Pay on the spot. This is our guy. Here it is. Before we go in, I should mention something to you. Shoot. Huh? No? Oh. Benjamin Marsh hails from Innsmouth. What do you know about Innsmouth? Well, about 3 years ago, the Feds stormed the town like the damn 7th Cavalry. Yes. But that did happen at the end of A Shadow over Innsmouth. They raided, arrested half the town and dynamited the waterfront. I don't know what happened there, but it must have been big. Oh, and the folks there have a strange look about them. Word is it's from inbreeding. I don't know. I've never seen one of them. The people of Innsmouth are very reserved, and their distrust of strangers borders on paranoia. It took me many letters to gain his trust. I'm telling you this because it should be me. Because it should be me, the one who talks to him. Okay, I thought that I was having another aneurysm, but no, it is. Just that's how the sentence went. Don't worry, I'll do the talking. If he plays hard to get, I'll smack him around. Jack! It's a joke. A joke? Don't you have a sense of humor? Come on, let's go in. Remember, let me do the talking. Oh wow, he's far along, too. Wario. What the hell do you want? Me? Mr. Marsh? Oh, fuck.
I think he said, like, have we met? I think that's what it... Not in person. I think it did a double tap again. I'm Harvey Whitman. We've been corresponding these past few months. Harvey Whitman, huh? I don't talk to pigs. Get lost. Oh, That's enough out of you. My turn. Oh yeah, now we are gonna beat his ass. Listen, pal, I don't know who you think you are, but around here only one man gets to insult my partner, and that's me. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
What's the matter? Never seen anyone from Innsmouth before.
Not this close. Saw a picture of one of you in the paper once. I thought it was blurry. Guess not. I'm going to make the introductions. I'm Detective Jack Foster, and this is my partner, Detective Harvey Whitman.
I know who this guy is. For months he's been pumping me for information about my knowledge of symbology. And it turns out he's a damn cop. Just like you. So both of you can get the hell out.
Hey, relax, will ya? Why'd you call my partner a pig?
Because he's a cop.
I'm a cop too. Does that make me a pig too?
That's right.
Watch it, pal.
You deceived me. Until your last letter, you didn't comment on what you did for a living.
Our correspondence began as one scholar to another. Perhaps I should have mentioned if it was so important to you. I beg your pardon.
And on top of that, the data I provided helped solve a case. I feel dirty for helping a fascist institution.
This guy's based. I've never been to Innsmouth. Would you recommend it? Is there any good food in the area? Fish, I suppose?
You've missed nothing. Leave the people of Innsmouth alone and we'll return the courtesy.
We just want some information on a strange symbol. My partner swears you're Arkham's foremost mind on occult symbols.
And rightly so.
Great, you've come to the right place.
Now you can go somewhere else. I'm not helping you.
So you claim you're the top hand in symbology.
I am. I've been studying occult symbology all my life. I've had access to books and documents that other scholars would kill for.
I think you're bluffing. You're nothing more than a simple antique dealer. I don't think this fellow can help us, Harvey.
I know what you're trying to do, detective, but that's not going to work on me.
The only fix to a square is by rooting one. Yeah, that's funny. I think chat's a little high again, but that is. I like that a lot. It's police business, you know. Oh wait, I accidentally. Police business, you gotta help.
For my own good, is it? Was this where the threats come in?
No one is going to threaten anyone, Mr. Marsh. Refusing to assist the Arkham police could lead to your arrest for obstruction of justice. It would be better for all of us if we arrive at an amicable arrangement.
What is it you're not understanding? It would place my knowledge in the hands of oppressors.
Seems you don't like police.
I thought I had been subtle.
Come on, what's with the hostility?
You Arkham cops helped the feds that destroyed my hometown.
Don't look at me, I wasn't there.
You're part of the same repressive organization.
We're just enforcing the law.
Repressive laws.
What exactly happened in Innsmouth?
The feds were investigating an alarming series of disappearances in the area. People disappear every day, everywhere. People are as irresponsible and careless.
Word is they found a connection between these disappearances and a cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon.
Nonsense. This is America. Everyone must look the same and believe in the same God if they don't want to be singled out. Want to know what happened in Innsmouth? Look at yourselves and look at me. That's what happened in Innsmouth.
We're asking for a small favor, that's all. Help us crack a symbol so we can close the case and we're gone. You'll never see us again.
Help the police. Did the police help me at the Arkham Museum of the Unusual?
What?
No one spared a minute to hear me. What happened at that museum? It's none of your concern.
Okay. I'm assuming...
The police taking a stand against anyone who's different from them.
That's what happened there. We'll be back, I hope not. Yeah. Timber pieces are covered with seaweed and mollusks. Have you thought about cleaning them? You can make a few extra bucks for that.
They're not for sale. Hey, you have no right to go in there.
Right? Sorry, I'm a detective, professional habit.
I don't like snoops, understand? Anything on the counter catch your eye? The cash register, perhaps? I know what a cop earns, so stay away from it.
Nice ship. Did you build it?
It's the Sumatra Queen.
Oh, that's, yeah. I get that reference.
One of the ships Captain Obed Marsh used on his voyages to Polynesia.
I forget what the other two were called.
What was the purpose of those voyages? It's none of your business.
But I remember Sumatra Queen was the flagship.
They are maritime plans, some of the Polynesian islands. It is said that your town was twinned with a certain island in the area. Am I wrong? Knowledge of the history of Innsmouth belongs only to my people. You stick to your folklore like a Mickey Mouse with the Marx Brothers.
I can see a certain resemblance to you. Is he a relative of yours?
Captain Obed Marsh. Great expeditionary, the man behind Innsmouth's fat years. Word is that he was the founder of the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Is that true? You know nothing about Captain Marsh or what went on in Innsmouth. Nor do you have the right to know.
Okay, yeah, Captain Obed Marsh, as we've talked about a couple times before already, as the kind of the antagonist person in A Shadow of Innsmouth.
These are maps of Innsmouth. Wait a minute. The small dot on the map on the right, is that the so-called Devil's Reef? I don't know what you're talking about.
Devil's Reef is where the deep one city Johannathle was hidden under. Some of these pieces are ancient. They must be over a century old. There's a good profit to be made from this, isn't there?
They're not for sale. Nothing here is for sale. Nothing? Don't you read the sign? Buy and trade only. I'm trying to recover everything that was looted from Innsmouth by law enforcement. Little by little I'm getting there, especially thanks to this crisis. Nobody has any money, least of all the pigs who took advantage of the chaos to steal what belonged to my people.
Interesting. Interesting. Can I? Okay, I've opened it.
Good lord, what a stench! What's in it?
Label says it's sardines. It looks like crude oil to me.
But you know, if you and I are gonna have a problem. Okay. So, you grease a boiler with that junk.
Yeah. Okay. Museum, we could go there. Going to need a way to get the magazine from this fellow. Did old Jimmy the Worm or whatever his name was have anything to say? Frank the Worm. Does he want anything?
Someone tells me we should save that can for later. It's a hunch.
Oh, okay. Oh, there come the ants. What, again? Where did that sandwich come from? Stay away from me. I'm leaving until those things from hell disappear, and I'd do the same if I were you. They get into your pants and... Yeah, you probably deserve it, especially you, Foster. I'm out of here. You know, I can take the umbrella. Cool, I didn't even mean to be doing that.
Cool. You have an umbrella. Can I give the umbrella to this guy? Several of the ribs are rusty and it can't get closed. Okay. I think we gotta go to the museum now.
Welcome to the Arkham Museum of the Unusual. Enter with an open mind and prepare to transform your preconceived ideals about this reality.
What a load of hooey.
It's an early work by the famous Arkham painter Richard Upton Pickman.
That would be the same character, Pickman's model.
It represents our role in the immensity of the cosmic void. If you're interested in his work, there are several of his originals in the adjoining gallery.
About the bust here. Professor Roman
Dvorak. Thanks to him, the museum has priceless pieces such as Eric Zahn's cello.
From the music of Eric Zahn. Aren't you enjoying? I can just spit out these references.
It is a pity that he is no longer with us.
I feel like this museum is going to be chock full of just little Lovecraft lore nuggets.
Oh, I see that a much sought after a treatise on primordial fear has caught your attention. I have received tempting offers from Miskatonic University to make it part of their collection. But what better place than here for this accursed book?
I think that's actually a treatise on primordial fear. I think it's something like a poem or a letter that Lovecraft wrote. Single admission, 75 cents. Monthly pass, $2.15. 2% discount for groups. 2%? That's not a whole lot. Maybe I read that wrong. For the price of one ticket, I get to go to the movies 3 times.
The movies don't offer the same sensations as this museum. You don't need to read all the rules. Simply use common sense. Don't touch anything and behave like adults.
I see the stream is buffering again, unfortunately.
This is the skull of a member of the fearsome Cho-Cho people, natives of Southeast Asia. So far, no one has been able to see them and come out alive. This is the closest you'll get to them without endangering your physical integrity.
The Cho-Cho people are a race in the Lovecraft lore. Sign says enter to the museum proper is through that curtain. Okay, let's go in.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but you have to pay the entrance fee if you want to go inside the museum.
Okay. No one goes to museums. Gonna pull a gun on you. Anything gonna bounce? This concrete jungle isn't liking my service. Yeah, no, I think it's me. It seems to be on my end, but ciao. Yes, have a good day. I'll see you around. Thanks for stopping by. While you could. The captain's office still locked up tight.
I don't believe there's anything else we can do down here. This is a little refresher. Yeah. Let's get out of here. Guess we'll go to the bookstore. Yes, Shaggy, this is where that parapsychologist presents his book. Best-selling books of the month are on display. Let's take a peek. Fragments of Atlantis by Alexander Mann. On the Trail of the Order of Eternal Wind by Thomas Neville. The Seas of Paimon by James Grinstead. Do you know any of these?
Fragments of Atlantis. Very interesting. I don't know the rest.
I like that.
Ishtar, the Babylonian goddess of love and war.
You know, I'm shocked the Arkham League for Decency hasn't tried to shut this place down for flaunting a naked woman.
Maybe they haven't looked up.
Ishtar Gate Esoteric Bookstore. Can't check the showcase while that guy's there. Can I get him out of here? I don't think so.
Oh, the storefront with a toe tag.
You're shouting from inside. Let's go in and see what's going on. Oh.
I won't say it again. Get off my bus. Don't you have any compassion? You'll get me fired, you damn hag.
Hey, Arkham PD, what's the trouble?
This woman, she got on the bus without a ticket and won't get off. Ma'am, you know you can't ride without a ticket, so I beg you to step down. Don't get me wrong, I had to get on this bus due to force majeure. Force majeure? Spell it out! My cane was stolen while I was sitting on a bench. I have fasciitis in the sole of my foot and I can't walk without it. Not my problem. Let it finish, pal. I barely made it to the bus so this gentleman could take me home. There's a stop right in front of my door. I told him I'd pay the fare as soon as we got there. I don't have any money on me. Ma'am, don't keep me telling the same sob story. You can't get on here without a ticket, period.
Why don't you take this old lady home, pal? Root's the same with or without her, right?
You mad? If the depot hears a colored woman rode without a ticket, I'm finished. If it were someone else, maybe nothing would happen, but a colored woman... I wouldn't have boarded if I could walk. Besides, your bosses don't need to know about it. Get off. I can't. It's time to annoy me. Give it up and there'll be consequences.
It's getting dull. Shall we go?
We shouldn't leave that woman alone with him.
Why? Let him deal with it.
Look at his hand.
Steel crank. He's about to lose...
Oh, steel crank. He's about to lose it.
Damn.
Sir.
It's not... Okay. Well, this is probably why the bus is all... stopped up. What's that crank in your hand for?
None of your business.
Hand it over before something bad happens.
Hey, Jack. This guy's out of his mind. He'll probably react violently if you take the crank away from him. I wouldn't advise it.
What would you advise?
Resolve this diplomatically.
Okay. Sure you can't walk?
I told you I have fasciitis in the sole of my foot. I can't do it without support. The pain is unbearable.
Promise you'll pay the ticket to the driver?
Of course. I'm an honest person.
You hear that? Fire it up and let's be done. You think somebody would trust someone who got on without a ticket? This company's a strict policy. No ticket, no ride. How about we pay for it?
Would you do that for me?
Won't be enough. I've been stuck here for over an hour because of this woman, and several passengers haven't been able to make their journey. Are you covering that loss up too? You're very stubborn, aren't you?
I don't like canned food. I prefer to cook.
You cook?
Yeah, sure.
You have to invite me over sometime. I've forgotten what food that doesn't come in a can tastes like.
It would be my pleasure to cook for you, Jack.
Damn it. I have my smoke on my boss's desk, got any?
No, I only smoke at home and after coffee.
So that's Red Windchill. Never put a face to the name. Do you listen to WKST?
Yes, it was the station I had tuned into when you came into my office.
Planet Ad. Electric Planet, what the hell is that?
It's an electronics magazine. What about? You know, electronics. A branch of physics that applies the behavior of electrons in electrical circuits and devices. I base that up. In a few years, most commonly used objects will be electronic. When did we go from steam machines to this witchcraft? The steam machine. Oh my god. Take her. She's the only passenger. Poem can't walk, and she's the only passenger. It's because everyone else has gotten off. Because you stopped the engine and refused to continue the ride until I got off. This isn't a story movie at all. She could be your grandmother. My grandmother would have paid for the ticket. And you? Aren't you covered by the fact that I could lose my job? Concerned by that, okay. Half the staff have already been laid off because of the crisis, and I don't want to be the next one. I already lost more business. You want to say something, Harvey? Yes, sir. Would we be in this situation if she weren't black? Listen, pal, I'm no racist, but she didn't have the decency to move to the back where her kind belongs. Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. Come on, be reasonable. She's the one who needs to be reasonable. Take her away and let me get on with my job. Make an effort and walk away. Man is not going to change his mind. It's possible for America that's more. You're trying to start a revolution. Oh, what now? You know, you won't get off this bus and the black people are no longer forced to sit in the back. You got it all figured out. Make a scene, get some support, and maybe this little gesture will be the start of something. What are you talking about? If I could walk, I wouldn't be on this filthy bus. Fasciitis. If that's how it's pronounced, that'd be funny. Hey, you. Don't put ideas in her head. That's the real thing. Is it? I need to see. No, it's a real thing. Okay. It is funny that it's called fasciitis, though. Okay, we need to go back with something then. What's that smell? Smells like something burning. Incense. What? It smells like incense. What's that? A mixture of plant resin and essential oils used as a fragrance. Well, it smells awful. Okay, I'll be right back. I need to get some water. Doing all this voice work has left my throat quite dry. Just give me a second. I'm back. Better than ever. Yes. Should we go to the bookseller? Welcome to the Ishtar Gate. Looking for something in particular? More like someone. We're looking for Philip Moore, the popularizer of pulp magazines, or whatever. We're lucky that he's included in the Ishtar Gate in his tour. He just signed copies of his new book and is now giving a talk on the phenomenon of spontaneous human combustion. You'll find him upstairs. Thank you. It's by invitation only, by the way. Oh, understood. Due to the rising cost of paper, Afterline Publishing has decided to suspend until further notice the releases it had already announced. Coming event conference, Life Beyond Death, speaker Edward C. Randall. Date to be determined. I believe, is that a reference to, oh, what's his, yeah, that's a reference to the Ottoman. This is the occult section. You're an expert on the subject. Have you read any of these books? I've read some. It's good to know the beliefs of some cults, although most occult practices are invented or based on ancient texts of dubious authenticity. They're helpful reads, but practically irrelevant to my work. What do you mean? The purpose of a cult is to subdue its members. Surrounding the cult with an aura of esotericism is something that unfortunately appeals to many people. If you know how many cult leaders believed in what they preach, you would be surprised. All this paraphernalia is just a hook for the members. Carrot on a stick. I see. I see. I knew it was true. The earth is hollow. Egyptian sarcophagus. They were used to guard the mummy of a deceased person who had undergone an embalming process. Listen, Harvey. I may look like a tough, ignorant cop, but I've got some culture. I'm sorry if I offended you, Jack, but a moment ago you didn't even know what incense was, and I thought... I don't think so hard. These are this month's new releases. Let's see. Mind Over the Immaterial World by Dr. Julius von Klaas. The Ishtar Gate and Saturn editions are pleased to present Philip Moore, a renowned writer on parapsychology. The events, or paraphysiology maybe. The event will consist of a book signing for his book Spontaneous Human Combustion, A Reality, and a lecture on the subject. The arrow points upstairs. I think this is Marduk, a Mesopotamian deity, god of creation, wisdom, and justice. The place seemed like a paradise to you, right, Harvey? I love being surrounded by books, that's true. It's like when they took you to the fair as a child, right? I think you're starting to get to know me. They're becoming buddies, they're becoming pals. Are you here to see Mr. Moore? Yes. Your invitation, please. If you don't have an invitation, I can't let you in. This is a private event. We're from Arkham PD. I'm Detective Foster and this is Detective Whitman. We need to speak with Philip Moore. Since the event began, 3 fake cops and a supposed army colonel have showed up. Oh, and that weird guy who's been posing as the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Boston. Everyone wants to see Mr. Moore, and I can understand why, but without an invitation, I can't let you in. We have badges, surely, right? Figured because that had my stamp on it. Okay. I need to find a way to close the umbrella.
Do we have notes or anything of that sort? I have that toolbox in the basement. Looks like I need to pick up an item because whenever I try to put the umbrella with something, or like whenever I try to pick it up. Oh, shit. Okay, I managed to close it. Okay. I was not expecting that to be the solution. I guess they did describe it as like rather greasy and oily, so that makes sense. Here, take this. It's not a real cane, but close enough. Courtesy of Mayor Bradley. Oh, I can really go home with this. How can I ever thank you? Don't worry about it. We're here to help. You're angels, the both of you. And you're a devil. Good night, gentlemen. And rest assured I will be voting for Mayor Bradley. Thank goodness you ended this nightmare. Now we can get back to work. Not so fast. Hand over that weapon. Weapon? What weapon? The crank. What was the plan? Use it on the poor old lady if you couldn't get her off the bus? I totally meant to scare her. Spare me, I'm confiscating it. What if I get a flat? I don't have another one. I don't know. Screw you. The crank, please. Hey, now I have a crank. Cool. Have some empathy next time, will ya? And watch that temper. It'll get you in trouble. Let's get out of here, Harvey. So now that bus is gonna go and pick up that guy. Assholes. He's gone now, so I'm going to just go over and take the magazine. This issue of Strange Aeons magazine is at the top of the stack of magazines. I'll take it with me. And I have to cut it out, I imagine. I want to damage the magazine. Oh. Yeah, maybe I can just take the magazine then. I've already forgotten. What did Benjamin Marsh want? He wanted us to get something for him, right? I mentioned something he might want to divulge information. I don't know. Oh. Here you go. It's one Strange Aeons magazine with a corresponding invitation. Perfect. I suppose you're aware that the invitation that comes from that magazine is for one person only. Oh wow! But are you readers of the magazine? But you are readers of the magazine, right? Of course we are. We buy it every month. 50-50, you know. These are tough times. Absolutely. You can come in. Enjoy the evening. Okay. I'm pretty sure this guy's British. So I gotta come with the part. Reports on victims of spontaneous human combustion indicate that most were chronic alcoholics. Such figures had led to some suppose. Such figures have led some to suppose that residual alcohol in the body acts as an igniting agent. However, as in most documented instances, Mrs. Violet Ashford was a teetotaler. Therefore,
we can rule out this theory that treat those data points as mere coincidence. Hey.
The condition of that leg is very similar to the condition of our victim's hand, isn't it?
Certainly is. I must caution you, the final slide is decidedly distressing. If anyone feels it might offend their sensibilities, do step downstairs. My colleague, Professor Taylor, will summon you once it is passed. No one? Good. Kurt? Mr. Reginald Grayson. Fire affected only his head. The rest of the body remained intact. I have styled this uncommon manifestation localized spontaneous human combustion. Why should the conflagration confine itself to a single part and not progress beyond it? Might the phenomenon possess some sort of consciousness? We will find the answers to these questions in Chapter 8 of my book. Providing, of course, data with the utmost scientific rigor. Lights, if you please. Should we take 5 minutes and then proceed to the signing? Pity you arrived at the end, you will have missed the substance of it. It is a shame, yes. Detective Fast and Detective Whitman, Arkham PD. If I had landed myself in some trouble with detectives. I don't know, do you pay your taxes? Yes, of course. Have you killed anyone lately? Good heavens, no. Then you have nothing to worry about. We need your advice on a case. What we are going to show you is strictly confidential. If you disclose this information, you'll be committing a crime. Don't worry, I'm quite familiar with the protocol. It is by no means my first collaboration with the police. What do you need? Take a look at this! Pray, let me see. The hand was found at a crime scene. There was no trace of any fuel that could have started the fire, which leads us to believe that it was spontaneous human combustion. Could very well be such a case, beyond doubt. Yet one detail gives me pause. Observe the wrist. Ordinarily remains not present in this fashion. Here, the cut is naturally clean, as if severed with a hot blade. Do you have a photograph of the child remains? Yes. I admit this photograph is a bit disconcerting. There was barely enough ash on the floor to show that an entire body had been burned. The burnt area on the wall is the only thing that... Good lord! What's going on? These are not the residues of a fire. They are the signature of a portal. I beg your pardon? A gateway through space and time. Witches commonly employ it to traverse between 2 points in an instant. Upon closure, it leaves a scorched silhouette of its shape. This is what we are seeing in this photograph. Wait a minute. Witches? So with the pointy hats and flying brooms? They are highly educated and intelligent women, well versed in the darkest arts. And far more dangerous than any fairy tale stereotype. Do you know why? Because they're real witches. I reckon we're in over our heads with this one, Harvey. Everything rather falls into place. If only a hand was found at the crime scene, the subject must have crossed as the portal collapsed. He didn't have time for his entire body to follow through. These portals can only be generated by witches? That is the prevailing view. There is no reliable record of a warlock raising one. The hand I found belongs to a man. It means a witch opened that portal, and the one we thought was a second victim is actually the murderer of the first one. It was impossible to determine his identity from his fingerprints. There was no record of him. We don't have him in our files. Now we have two killers, a one-handed man and a witch. Portals are unconstrained by time, but limited in space. According to Joseph Curwen's manuscripts, the portals have a range of 25 miles. Joseph Curwen, reference to that one Lovecraft, the one that was basically a novel. What the fuck was it called? It's about the guy developing into a monkey, kind of, a little bit, which is also what Rats in the Walls is about, I know. Isn't it? I think it's like the strange case of Robert Dexter something. It's a 3-word name. Yeah. Yes. Thus, the origin point lies somewhere between Arkham, Salem, and Kingsport. All indications point to the presence of witches in Arkham, so your radius of investigation should be confined to this city. Find her, and you may yet apprehend them both. Where can we find not just a witch, but that witch? My own knowledge here is, alas, limited. However, there is someone in this very room who can tell you more. With your permission, I'll be right back. Kurt.
Yes?
You won't believe this. Witches. What are we getting into, Harvey?
Detectives.
Let me present my colleague, Kurt Taylor. He has been assisting with this evening's presentation. A pleasure. He is a history professor at Amherst and a specialist in the colonial era. He's written several volumes on the witch hunts in colonial Massachusetts. I dare say his expertise will be of considerable use. I shall leave you in his capable hands. I must attend to my guests.
So, you stumbled upon a portal, right? And you're on the trail of a witch.
That's right. Well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is the suspect pool is down to 3. And they're here in Arkham. There's no record of any other witches in existence today. Oh wow, there are only 3 witches in existence? Okay. And the bad news?
You'll have to be extremely careful if you encounter them. Don't underestimate them, they're very dangerous. They're masters of the dark arts. They can twist reality, deceive your senses, and in the worst cases, cast deadly spells. These witches, tell us about them.
Have you ever heard of the Salem witch trials?
It was a Puritan frenzy that happened 3 centuries ago.
Between 1692 and 1693, to be precise.
More than 100 women were accused of practicing black magic.
And people
About 20 were executed and several died under torture during the trials.
All of them falsely accused. They were just women who lived on the margins of the community's strict religious conduct. All of them were accused for being victims of personal conflicts or collective hysteria, with 3 exceptions: Keziah Mason, Mary Warren, and Abigail Revell, all of Arkham. Keziah Mason, referenced in The Dreams in the Witch House, of course. The main villain of that story. She might have died in that story. Walter Gilman could have killed her. It's a thing. Or it could have just been another deception of her. But I do like to believe that he killed Keziah, then Brown Chicken killed him, personally. They were accused of kidnapping children, witchcraft, the death of several villagers, and the signing of the Book of Azathoth with blood. Yep, Book of Azathoth. All good juicy references here. Azathoth being the blind idiot god at the center of the Lovecraftian universe.
In their confessions under torture, all 3 testified before Judge Hathrown to a strange story involving complex lines and curves. These geometric shapes, properly traced, created a portal that could take them through space and time. The 3 women were confined to individual cells, awaiting burning at the stake. On the day of the execution, the authorities were astonished to find that the 3 cells were empty. In their place was only an elongated burn mark on the wall. Exactly like the one you discovered, Jack.
They were never found. They disappeared off the face of the earth. However, there are indicators that the witches traveled through time to our era. I've had other things to do this past year that have kept me from looking into this thoroughly, but I can assure you that all 3 are in this city. Wait a minute, buddy. Are you saying that our suspects are the 3 witches who time-traveled more than 200 years to get here? I know it's hard to take in, but I buy it. How about you, Harvey?
I'm open-minded.
Let's talk about Keziah Mason.
A student named Walter Gilman disappeared without a trace a couple of months ago.
Yep.
He told anyone who would listen that Keziah Mason appeared every night at the foot of his bed. Statements could be taken as simple delusion, but the fact is that Gilman lived in the same room where Keziah Mason had lived hundreds of years before. And his account of the witch entering a portal and leaving that room
Entering and leaving that room matches a portal. Where can we find this place? 100 High Street. It's a boarding house. Yes. That's about Mary Warren. Some information has come to my attention that she's part of a cult, the New Kingdom Walkers. Unfortunately, I don't know their location. The New Kingdom Walkers, a couple of years ago, when they were operating in Kingsport, I was undercover in that cult. I often see one of their members hanging around Hoffman Street. That's where I assumed they moved here. Hoffman Street, huh? Let's try looking for Mary Warren over there. This is about Abigail Revel. I assume you're aware of the Arkham Central Bank robbery that occurred a few months ago. Yes, some of us didn't get paid that month. They claimed that part of the payroll money was stolen. They still owe us for that month. Consider it lost, buddy. The money was deposited deep in one of the vaults. It wasn't forced. They didn't even find a hole dug from the outside into it. But they did find the remains of a fire in one of the walls, but they didn't think much of it. I guess you know what we're talking about. They just arrested a grave robber named St. John who used to brag that he'd found a way to rob a bank without any problems. He was released due to lack of evidence. I investigated this character and found out he had an accomplice, a small-time psychic who called herself Madame Lavinia. Some sources assured me that her real name is Abigail. Abigail Revel. Where can we find her? She has an office in an alley between Wayland and Olmsted. Hell yeah. I've written down the places we can find our suspects, Jack. You can check my notes whenever you want. Excellent, Harvey. Oh, nice. We really appreciate your help, Mr. Taylor. And you too, Mr. Moore. I think it's time to go hunt some witches. Which of the three witches which of the three witches should we investigate first, Jack? I am inclined actually to go to Keziah Mason first. Oh, that's right. That's the Benjamin Marsh guy wanted us to figure out something that happened at the museum. I wonder if we can go back there and talk to him then. Before we continue. Detectives Foster and Whitman. Maybe ask a few questions, Mr. Floyd. Raymond Floyd, of course. I'm the director of this museum. Is there a problem, detectives? What's this museum about? The Arkham Museum of the Unusual aims to show visitors a reality they are unaware of. We tend to live immersed in a life where superstition has been left behind and scientific reality is imposed on our day-to-day. We try to show, and above all, not to forget that there are unusual and strange facts that exist around us. Where's the music coming from? Where's the music coming from? We have installed an innovative music reproduction system based on magnetic media and distributed several speakers along the tour route. What you are hearing is a loop called Through the Cosmos by Matthew Elm. It is an ideal piece to set the mood for the visit, don't you think? Does the name Benjamin Marsh ring a bell? Oh yes, I'll remember him for the rest of my life. We understand that the museum had a problem with him. An unfortunate incident that should never have occurred. What happened? We have a gallery dedicated to the mysterious town of Innsmouth. The most outstanding piece in this collection is a figurine bearing the likeness of primeval Cthulhu. It comes from the looting that took place in the town after the feds arrived. A unique piece. What is a primeval? They are deities from the depths of the cosmos. Cthulhu is one of them, worshipped by the entire population of Innsmouth. Go on. Marsh stormed in, claiming that the effigy belonged to his people and shouldn't be displayed in a profane place like this. I explained the museum had every right to display it, but he wouldn't listen to reason. He made his way to the gallery and smashed the protective glass. I immediately called the police and tried to prevent him from taking it. During the struggle, he stabbed me in the right eye with one of the statue's spikes. Oh wow. Left me blind in that eye. Did you press charges? Are you mad? Benjamin Marsh is a direct descendant of Obed Marsh. Do you know what that means? I don't want any trouble with the Marshes.
I do not blame you, buddy. I do not blame you.
Even after he blinded you? No, detective, that's nothing compared to what could happen to me. Did Mosh take the figure? The police arrived in time to stop it. But when I refused to press charges, they decided to confiscate it as evidence, in case I changed my mind. Harvey? Yes, I see. We have it at the station. We're displaying a replica in its place. It's not ideal, as we only display originals here, but visitors are fascinated by it.
Can we see that figure?
Of course, but I already mentioned that it's a replica. You can enter the museum if you wish, always under the supervision of our guide. Since the unfortunate incident I told you about, we've instituted a policy of constant surveillance of our visitors.
We won't try anything funny. We're police officers, remember?
The museum cannot afford to make exceptions, Detective. I trust you understand.
So the original was logged. Our colleagues took it and it's catalogued as evidence.
Don't you want it back? That would require charging Benjamin Marsh, and the cure would be worse than the disease.
Alright, take a look around. That's the Bracken. Where's that guide?
I believe he's coming this way.
Welcome to Arkham Museum of the Unusual. Please step closer. My name is Horace Chambers, and I will be your guide throughout the tour. If you desire information about any of the pieces on display, I will be happy to provide it. The tour begins in this room we call the Gallery of the Damned Artists. More acquisitions will be coming soon.
Okay. I don't want to.
These 3 disturbing canvases are by the Boston artist Richard Upton Pickman. His hyper-realistic strokes and imitable technique have made him the most celebrated painter in his city. There are certain rumors that insinuate that the impact that these paintings exert on the observer is due to a terrifying fact. The hellish creature exists. Pickman keeps it in his home and uses it as a model, as Pickman's model. Yes.
That's all these.
You're looking at the work of the promising California artist Clark Ashton Smith.
Yes. Close correspondent with Lovecraft.
Poet, writer, and sculptor of nightmarish figures from lost worlds. This figure is called Inhabitant of the Moon. Some claim it to be the image of the being came to Smith in his sleep. The inhabitants of our satellite reveal their appearance to him through some inconceivable telepathic method. You're looking at the nameless entity. Smith claims to have no memory of sculpting this piece. He simply woke up one morning, and this disturbing sculpture was staring back at him from his workbench. Smith. Alright. If you would be so kind as to come with me.
Ew, we got animatronics. Oh, that's Herbert West over there. And it's, lore accurate.
You are in the Hall of Unusual Characters. Here we find those who defied science, or who were at the center of events that would test the sanity of ordinary mortals. Herbert West.
Friend of yours?
I was part of the raid that arrested him.
Oh, gee, that was fucking... How old are you? Oh, he's got to be in his 50s.
It was my first assignment after I was posted here.
Yeah, he would have been a young cop at the time.
Dr. Herbert West, a modern-day Dr. Frankenstein, better known as the Butcher of Arkham. Obsessed with defeating death, he created a formula that, when injected into corpses, brought them back to life. However, the reanimation process came with horrible consequences. The revived ones tended to have an animalistic behavior with homicidal tendencies. West believed this was because the formula was more effective on corpses that were more recent. He began to indiscriminately desecrate graves in Christchurch Cemetery, which led to his arrest by the authorities.
What happened to all those revived corpses?
they were put down, but it is believed that those who escaped still roam Arkham. Automaton, this appears to be Eric Zahn. Eric Zahn was a virtuoso German cellist who lived in seclusion in a garret on Rue de Seine in Paris. Every night the tenants of the boarding house heard strange and frantic music playing compulsively coming from Zahn's room. One of them befriended the musician and witnessed some terrifying events. According to his account, Zahn was stalked every night by a strange and gigantic creature that only his ghostly music kept at bay. Upon witnessing these events, the man fled the building and reported the incident to the guard. Unfortunately, they did not find Eric Zahn. In fact, they couldn't even find the Rue de Seine. And who are you? Randolph Carter, perhaps? Cool air, of course. The case of Dr. Munoz is the perfect example to illustrate this room. He contracted a severe illness in his native Barcelona. Years later, he settled in a small room in a New York boarding house. He had installed an ammonia-based cooling system that kept the room at a very low temperature in order to control his illness. However, when he saw his body began to deteriorate with unusual speed due to a failure in the cooling system, Munoz asked the other tenants for help. He asked them for huge quantities of ice, knowing that all the stores would be closed by that hour. When they returned, they found no trace of Munoz except for a viscous puddle in the middle of the room. The doctor had left a hastily written letter. Munoz had been dead for 18 years. He had kept himself alive thanks to the cold air that he preserved his tissues. Yes. Cool Air is the story where Lovecraft describes why he's afraid of air conditioners. Yes. I need some more water. Okay, perfect. If you would be so kind as to come with me. With the recent discovery of the 9th planet in our solar system, Pluto, we have turned our eyes to the stars. It has made us realize that we are just a speck of dust in the cosmos. We are unaware of the mysteries and dangers that await us on those worlds, just as we do not know that there are other worlds that are not aligned with our plane of existence. Expand your mind and get to know the other realities. Any of these paintings interactable? No, okay. It's here though. I'm not painting, I meant the planets. In a certain astronomical circles, there is talk of the existence of the dark and mysterious planet Yuggoth, located on the far reaches of our solar system. Several writings claim that it is inhabited by the Migo, an alien race of fungi that can travel through the cosmos. What you are looking at is a depiction of this surface by French painter Antoine Girard. Yes, that's a reference to both the fungi from Yuggoth poem and what was the other one I was thinking of? Jesus. It's the story where he goes to Vermont. The guy goes to Vermont. Oh, Whisper in the Darkness. Yes. Whisper in the Dark, I get it. They appear in other things too. The Migo are a very cool mythos race. The Earth is constantly bombarded by meteorites. Here you can delight in admiring a select collection of fragments from other worlds. It is the closest contact that humankind can have with the immensity of the cosmos. Coolio. A press article published in July 1931 in the Astrophysical Society of America's Journal, signed by the prestigious author Julius Tillinghast. The text offers a series of arguments claiming that the newly discovered planet Pluto is actually Yuggoth. Tillinghast warns of the dangers of this planet and suggests that research on it be halted. He points out that that future contact with Pluto could be devastating to the fate of mankind. We leave a reference to Dr. Tillingast from the story From Beyond. Or Tillingast. I don't know how... I always pronounce it Tillingast, though. What's in here? In 1927, hundreds of witnesses saw an anomaly directly above the Empire State Building in New York. From their statements, it was just deduced to be a dimensional breach. They were witnesses who could see through it a point in the cosmos that did not correspond to our own. What you see behind that curtain is a recreation of what happened that day. It was created by Dr. Willis O'Brien, who was in charge of the special effects for the hit movie King Kong. As you can see, the museum has spared no expense. Should we take a look? Yeah, why not? I'm curious. Can't see shit. It's about to start. Don't be impatient. I love this. I'm a big fan of this already. What do you think? Magnificent special effects. Yes, that was fun. Got an achievement for it. This stone was found at the bottom of the Miles Standish State Forest Swamp. It was part of the meteorite that originated on the planet Pluto. Scientists were amazed to find that, despite stellar erosion, there were unnatural carvings visible on the rock. This rock could be a part of an artificial structure on Pluto. In other words, the ninth planet of our solar system is or was inhabited. It is the first material evidence of extraterrestrial life. Amazed? The planet Pluto, the ninth in our solar system. Discovered 3 years ago by astronomer Clyde William Tombaugh, it has fueled theories and expectations about the existence of extraterrestrial life. If you look down at the display case, you will see that these theories are supported by irrefutable evidence. Yeah, it was, I think the discovery of Pluto as well inspired him to write The Whisper in the Dark. What do we have for achievements on this game? I'm wondering how many there are. 30? Oh my goodness. Interesting. Okay. I thought we'd done a lot more than we really have. Randolph Carter, here we go. This young man claims to travel to strange worlds without moving from the spot through his dreams. The accounts of his travels to the unknown Kadath or the dangerous Dilathleen are so detailed and realistic that some have dismissed their being mere invention. Carter is scheduled to undergo an exhaustive scientific examination next month at Miskatonic University in order to confirm his claims. Carter should be gone by now. But he should have disappeared. He should be in that other body, trapped in it. But I do quite like that Randolph Carter, obviously being the most prolific sort of protagonist in Lovecraft's work. Okay, this appears to be it. This room is dedicated to the enigmatic town of Innsmouth. Its characteristic secrecy has not been an obstacle for the Arkham Museum of the Unusual to provide you with all the information about it. The museum would like to thank Zadok Allen for his collaboration in the making of this room. Zadok Allen being the drunk man, who's very helpful in Shadow over Innsmouth. Drunk people can be helpful. The Devil's Reef, located about 1.5 miles from Innsmouth Harbor, or it is, or rather was, the place where Captain Obed Marsh and the strange creatures he brought with him from the South Seas in his caves. Thanks to an eyewitness account, the federal government took action and torpedoed the base of the relief with submarines, putting an end to the bloody alliance between the creatures and the inhabitants of Innsmouth. However, it is said that the network of caves on the island extends to abyssal depths, and that those beings are still there. Captain Obed Marsh. In the middle of the last century, Innsmouth was going through a crisis that reduced all of its fishing activity and plunged its inhabitants into absolute poverty. On one of the chartered voyages to the South Seas, he discovered a small village on one of the islands where he where strange amphibious creatures were worshipped, offering gold and abundant fish in exchange for human sacrifices. Marsh brought those creatures with him and hid them in the Devil's Reef, which you can see on the left. The town flourished again as in its golden years, and the inhabitants of Innsmouth embraced the claims and beliefs of those beings and even mixed their blood. Those who opposed this diabolical alliance were purged, leaving the town inhabited by only those akin to the creatures and their strange offspring. You may have seen other portraits of the captain with a more, shall we say, conventional appearance, but this is his true countenance, the results of his close relationship with those creatures of the underworld, at least in the last years of his life. There you have a news item from the Arkham Advertiser of February of 1928. It recounts the secret investigation that federal government agents carried out in Innsmouth. Raids and arrests were carried out, and numerous houses and factories were blown up. The article also mentions that most of those arrested ended up in prison or in concentration camps. Weeks after this news broke, it became known that many of them had escaped from these facilities. Tablet. The inhabitants of Innsmouth profess no orthodox religion. Their god is Cthulhu, whose representation you can see on the central part of the room, and their church is the Esoteric Order of Dagon. This ancient tablet with its carved emblem was found among the ruins of the old Masonic Lodge in New Church Green, where the order was installed. The current inhabitants of Innsmouth, descendants of the blasphemous hybridization between species, undergo a metamorphosis throughout their lives. It is not so noticeable in the young, but it is in those of advanced age. Once they reach middle age and their appearance resembles that of the creatures found by Obed-Amash, they feel the call of the sea. And there they begin anew with an immortal life dedicated to the worship of their god, the great primeval god Cthulhu. Woo! The great old one Cthulhu. The cosmic entity is secretly worshipped by the vast majority of Innsmouth's inhabitants. It is said to lie dreaming in the sunken city of Relay, waiting for the day when it will be freed to reign over the earth once more. You are looking at a replica, by the way. Until recently, we exhibited the original found during the Innsmouth raids. A minor incident deprived us of it. We hope to show it again to the public someday. Can I take it? So we're bidden to touch the exhibits. Yeah, let's knock out Horus. That room exclusively houses the painting The Faces of Madness by Francis Holt. Why isn't it in the first room with the others? The museum had to relocate the piece because he has what? Let's go inside and I'll explain it. It's a fascinating story. Come with me. Francis Holt was a promising German painter whose interest in the dark arts became an obsession. Concerned about the young man's mental health, the family committed him to an asylum where he spent the rest of his life. It is known from his writings that he continued his studies in arcane magic there. The painting behind this curtain, The Faces of Madness, is the result of merging that magic with his art. Why Holt did this is unknown. What is known for certain is that viewing this painting, it can affect the observer. In what way? Paranoia, depression, anger, each person reacts differently when exposed to the painting. We were convinced that the stories about this work were mere exaggerations, but when showed to the public, we realized that everything that was said about it was true. I'm intrigued. Can we see it? Management has decided not to exhibit it until further notice. We've had some problems with some visitors. We're not just visitors. Wait with the curtain. Let's see. We won't tell anyone. I'm not authorized to do so, sir. I don't even have the piece to activate the mechanism that moves the curtain. Bummer. I was curious about this story. Faces of Madness. Perfectly. Interesting. What? You can't... Oh. It's hypnotic, don't you think? You can explore the museum at your leisure. I'll be right with you. Weren't you tired of this guy? A little, yes. Let's go. I guess you... Something like that. Oh, you know it's illegal to steal from a museum. I don't know what you're talking about. I just saw it. I don't know what you saw. But you... Oh, I see. That's right. Ever been to Innsmouth? No. Dunwich Ipswich is the furthest I've ever been from Arkham. This city holds me prisoner. Can I put it back? No. Okay. weird that our protagonist didn't really have a reaction to it. Yeah. Let's see about this, giving him this fake old bullshit. See if he'll buy it. Otherwise we can just go to the evidence lockup, I imagine.
You made good on your threat, you're back.
Yes, and we're going to quick save. Figure this belongs to your people.
Are you serious? What you're holding is a crude forgery. Put that blasphemy away if you don't want to insult my intelligence.
Okay. Well, we got an achievement for that, though. Yeah, I figured he'd be able to spot a fake. What do you know about a figure that was seized from a museum?
Oh yes, we have it here. Some Innsmouth fellow used it to gouge out the museum owner's eye, and the savages, those inbred yokels, saw him. Strangely enough, the guy didn't press charges. You know what? If it were up to me, I'd send all that trouble back to the godforsaken town. They should never have left. We've got enough problems in Arkham without having to put up with it in those toad faces.
Can I see that figure?
You can't, it's not your case, Foster.
No, it's not my case, but that figure is related to our investigation.
You can file to examine it. Just fill out and get a stamp by the department.
Cut the red tape, will ya?
That's true. What am I supposed to do? 40 start on the street, yeah. Don't insist, Jack. Wilbur would risk his job if he agreed to your request. See?
Thanks, Whitman.
Whose side are you on? Do you want your application or not?
Yes, I have no choice.
Wait here.
How about you button it for a minute?
We're police officers. We have to follow the rules. Here you go. Filled it out for you.
How thoughtful.
Get the official Arkham PD seal on it, then you can examine the piece.
Well, we know how to do that, don't we? I like how he didn't really raise a big stink about us stealing from the museum. Like, I figured that would have been something that he'd be just absolutely opposed to. But I do need the seal. Oh, if I line up the two documents. Okay, cool, cool. The ink hasn't dried.
Jack,
What?
get over here.
What's going on?
I saw what you did with the ink from the stamp on your report and the application.
Clever, huh?
That's illegal. You cannot do such things.
Look, Harvey, more than half the cops in this precinct are crooked. Hell, I bet my badge to Captain's dirty too. What I did was a little trick. And I wouldn't have done it if you'd kept your mouth shut while I was trying to convince Warbler. So stay off my back, you got it?
Jesus.
Here you go. An application stamped by the captain. Can I see that damn figurine now?
Everything seems to be in order. Wait a minute.
Why is the seal reversed? Don't look at me. Take it up with the captain.
Give it to me. Wait here, I'll go get it.
What?
I cannot condone your method, but I must concede it was effective.
Get used to it. God, this thing weighs a ton. What's this made of?
I haven't the faintest idea. Something mighty strange, but like the figure itself. Gives you the creeps, huh? I feel like getting rid of it for Maloney's sake. He's been acting weird since this thing's been here.
What's wrong?
He's growing obsessed with this aberration, to the point of having dreams that are eating away at his sanity. He dreams of vast cyclopean cities of massive stone blocks and kilometer-long monoliths covered in hieroglyphics. Every morning he wakes up shaken when he hears a voice from the depths of those cities.
What does the voice say?
Nonsense, gibberish, something like Cthulhu for tagging.
Alright.
Anyway, take your time with it. Remember, you can't take it out of this room, understood? Are you done?
Yeah, all yours.
Wait a minute, why is it so light now?
Put it on a workout plan.
What?
You said it was a strange figurine, didn't you?
Strange as they come. Damn, the day this thing showed up.
Et voila. It's French.
I'm aware.
Right. We're just moving right along. You looking for this?
Oh, Cthulhu Verfolgung. Oh, Cthulhu Voltrum. Give it to me, it belongs to white people.
Not so fast, pal. You get it, don't worry. I have no intention of decorating my apartment with this nightmare, but first it would be nice if you shared your knowledge of symbology with us.
Alright. I'll tell you what I know, but I don't want to see you around here again.
Works for me. Harvey?
Let's take a peek. I think it's very similar to the protection spells in Count Gerlet's book, Cote de Gouze. Indeed it is. It is a protection spell, conjured to protect the legacy of Ayeb.
The legacy of Ayeb? What the hell's that?
A bunch of self-righteous people who believed they were divinely tasked with saving humanity. Enlightened, huh? Morons.
Save humanity from what?
From what they consider to be the forces of evil.
What do they mean by the forces of evil?
I don't know, ask them. And what do you understand by the forces of evil? The Arkham police.
Oh, give me a break. They got enemies? Who, these people?
Who, these people? They were the Legion when they founded the organization in Cuban times. Nowadays I doubt anyone remembers them.
I guess that's a guy out there with a good memory. The one with the symbol tattooed on his back had his head ripped off. Where can we find them?
I thought they were extinct until recently myself. There's a guy at Miskatonic University, a certain Thackeray. He has a symbol tattooed on the back of his wrist.
We should talk to him, Harvey.
We're gonna have a hard time talking to that guy.
What's that supposed to mean?
He's the manager of the university's Forbidden Books Library.
Ooh, so I guess Armitage is out of the picture by 1933, according to this game, at least.
He hardly ever leaves that place, and I could even swear he lives there.
What's the harm in talking to this bookworm?
Mr. Marsh is right, Jack. It's very difficult to access that library.
So we flash the badge. There's no better key than that.
That won't do you any good.
Why?
In 1917, the university and the government reached an agreement to restrict access to that section. Neither police nor judges have the authority to access it. Who's right, detective?
But if you saw that, but if you saw that Thackeray guy, it means you got in. How'd you do it?
I spent about 10 years on a bureaucratic maze until I got it.
Okay, you can go in. Sneak us through.
I'm banned. I wanted to consult some volumes I couldn't access with my credentials. I insisted and they kicked me out.
You sure know how to make friends. Any questions, Harvey?
These warding spells, do they work? Yes, if you know how to cast them. It is not enough just to draw them on any surface. It requires knowledge that has unfortunately faded over the course of history. If you have more questions, I think we're... If you have no more questions, I think we're done.
Promise is a promise.
Now, if you'd be so kind.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Marsh. Arkham PD appreciates your help.
Yeah, well, now scram.
Camera's lingering back here.
Van Glui, Magua, Nag, Cthulhu, Relay, Wagel, Nagel, Fatagan. Van Glui, Mogel, Nagel, Cthulhu, Relay, Wagel, Nagel, Fatagan.
Alright, we know the stuff belonged to the so-called Ahab legacy, but we still don't have a name. That guy from Miskatonic, Thackeray?
Thackeray. He has the same tattoo as our man, but he has it on his wrist.
Thackeray, yeah. Might be able to tell us who the Vic was, and with any luck, why someone would have butchered him like that.
First, we'll have to access the Forbidden Books library at Miskatonic University. I once tried to find out how to insult those books. As Marsh said, it's a bureaucratic maze that can take years to get through.
We'll go anyway. We'll think of something. Okay. Let's go talk about some Keziah Mason real quick. Too old to climb it, and Harvey is too by the book to do so.
Yes?
Evening, ma'am. Detectives Foster and Whitman. I'm Foster.
And you must be Whitman. I hear about the babies. Babies?
We've got a few questions. This is the house Keziah Mason lived in, right?
Yes, but that was a long time ago.
I mean babies.
Newborns have been disappearing in this area for months. They're being snatched from their cribs. There are a lot of undesirables in this neighborhood. It must be the Poles, Italians, or Spaniards. Americans don't usually do these things, Sonny.
Have you seen her?
Huh?
The witch Keziah Mason.
Are you kidding? There's no such thing as witches.
You need to ask about Walter Gilman.
Yes, the student. I already told his classmates everything I knew.
You understand he was in Keziah Mason's old room when he vanished. Right,
we understand he was in Keziah Mason's old room when he vanished. Yes, the attic. I don't rent it out much. Too many rats. I can't afford an exterminator. That's why it's so cheap and only students or underpaid stiffs bite.
Mind if we see the attic?
I don't have the key. The current tenant's got it, but he's not here right now. You're the landlady. Don't you keep a spare for emergencies? I had one, but one of the keys disappeared with the student. I can make a copy, but that Polak is asking a lot of money for it. There are people like him taking advantage of others in this damn crisis. And do you know whose fault the crisis is? All of them. If they hadn't let everyone into this country, we'd be swimming in abundance.
You have to inspect that attic. Who's gonna pay for that? Okay. We're gonna find the tenant of the attic.
He works at a gas station by the cemetery. I think it's a Silver Star station. A couple weeks ago, he asked for the night shift. Seems the rats keep him up. It's not my fault. I warned him about it. What's his name? Stuart Davis.
Okay, cool. Might have more questions later.
I'm not going anywhere.
I wonder if Keziah Mason himself opened up the door for us.
We shouldn't make fun of people's physical appearance.
Rooms for rent, no prostitution accepted.
A decent house.
Glass is too dirty to see through. It's a gas station. Yeah, let's follow this thread through to its completion, I think, before we go anywhere else. Wouldn't hear me through the glass. We got a gas can. Okay. What do we need an old gas can for? Same reason we wanted that campaign umbrella with that stinking tin can. Touché! Gasoline keeps going up. What isn't? It's overflowing with motor oil and water. Good master tires, the tires our competition dreams of. Now that sets a cola, there's steps here. It's closed! The next Foster and Whitman Arkham PD. You Stuart Davis? Yeah. And you live in the attic at 100 High Street? Did I do something wrong? We have no record of you doing anything illegal. Rest easy. Ah, thank God. Thought it was about... not gonna help you. We need the key to the attic. If you'd be so kind as to lend it to us. You're gonna search the place. It's not a search. The attic's connected to a case we're working. It has nothing to do with you. But you going now? I mean, at this time of night? If I were you, I wouldn't... Are you worried we'll run into Keziah Mason? Who? The witch? Is that her name? We know about it. Thank goodness. I thought I was going crazy. What can you tell us about Keziah Mason? She's an old woman, very wrinkled and very sinister. I'm scared just thinking about her, and she shows up every night, every single night. It's like she knows I'm in the room, and she comes to the wall. She goes right through it. At first I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I'd overdone it with the reefer. Oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. Go on. She yanks me out of bed and drags me along. Are you going to do something about it? I don't want to go through that nightmare again. Where does she take you? I have no idea. All I know is this place doesn't belong in this world. The worst part is that you can hear babies crying. It's a place of madness. What's Keziah Mason want? What's Keziah Mason want you for? I don't know. All I know is the next time she takes me back to that place, I'm not coming back. Babies crying? Newborns have been disappearing around the neighborhood for a while. I haven't seen them in the hellhole, but I hear them whenever that witch drags me there. I know she's the one behind all those kidnappings. You gotta do something. Why do you still live there? Wouldn't it be better to leave and go somewhere safer? Why do I still live there? Because I can't afford anything else. The job pays peanuts. Where could I go? I noticed that the witch doesn't show up during the day, so I asked for the night shift. I slept during the daytime there. For the time being, I'm safe at those hours. The key, please. Oh, right. Here you go. Leave the key with the landlady when we're done. Get rid of that damn witch. You're cops, aren't you? Finish her off. That was easy. Yeah, you again. I've got the attic key. Mr. Davis lent it to us. Did we have your say to go? Do we have your say to go up? Now that you have the key, of course. What's your interest? Police business, ma'am. Police business, huh? Do what you have to do. But try not to disturb the other tenants. Hold on, Harvey. Can't see a damn thing. Where's the switch? It's freezing in here. I feel more than just cold, Jack. Me too. Let's take a look. There's a portal. Looks a lot like the one in the photograph. Pretty much the same. Davis said he slept during the day. He probably has it so we can get the hell out of here before nightfall. Wonder if Keziah Mason only appears when you're asleep. According to Mr. Davis, Keziah Mason is very dangerous. We must be careful with her. Thank you for reminding me of the quick save. This jar contains marijuana. I think Davis has gotten himself into serious trouble. We should report it. What's wrong with you, Harvey? Don't you see how broken that guy was? A witch drags him out of bed every night, and you still want to give him more trouble? It's still drug possession. It's a felony. Lay off, Davis, will ya? He's got enough on his plate. Jack. Yes. Mr. Davis said Keziah Mason knew when she could find him in the room. As if she could detect him, yeah. I suppose the witch must be aware we're here. I think it won't be long before she shows up. In that case, I'll surprise her. Harvey, draw. Watch out. I have a feeling she's coming. On 3, Harvey. 1, 2. I'm bored. How many hours have we been in here? Half an hour. Feels like an eternity to me. By the way, I've been thinking, can I ask you a question? Yeah, sure. I noticed your expression when Davis or the old lady downstairs mentioned kidnapping of newborns. Tonight I asked if you were married and if you had children. In both cases, you dodged the question. I've been a detective half my life, and I know when someone has a story to tell. So what's your story, Harvey? I don't... Hey, you don't have to tell me anything. I was just thinking about it. You know me, I talk too much. Before I was a cop, I was just a psychiatrist. I met Teresa. Strong woman, grit and fire, but very cheerful. She was everything I wasn't. I don't know what she saw in me, but I've always been a gray man. Blend into the crowd, and I'm not the kind of person you'd invite to a party. You know that, too. You've only been partner for a few hours, but you've shown me that you're a good man. I appreciate it, Jack. Listen, you don't have to go through with this if you don't want to. You're a good partner, Jack. It's an honor to have you as one. I think you deserve to hear it. Time I spent with Teresa was the best of my life until we decided to have a child. During the pregnancy, Teresa changed. Her attitude had begun to take on a negative tone. She asked questions neither of us could answer. She questioned her life, her existence, her role in this world. That ended up distancing us, even though we lived under the same roof. I tried to help her, no longer a husband, but she turned down every bit of it. However, she did listen to any guru or quack she came across. When our little Joey was born, she met some guys. A cult. She was very secretive about them. All I could find out was they called themselves the Guardians of the Deep Truth. Teresa talked about the Great Day, the time when she'd become part of the community in her own right. The Great Day consisted of a blood sacrifice, Jack. That of our little Joey. God, that's terrible. I never saw her again, Harvey. That day I swore with the bloody corpse of my son in my arms that I wouldn't stop until I found her and her damned cult. I tried to track them down, but they vanished from the face of the earth. I specialized in cults and joined the police force so I could have more resources for my investigations. Last year, a lead suggested the Guardians of the Deep Truth ended up in Arkham. That's why I requested a transfer here. I spent many years tracking them down. And I suppose there's still a long way to go before I can put those guys behind bars. I just wanted to have Teresa in front of me before she rots in a cell and ask her if everything she did was worth it. That's all, Jack. That's all. You know what, Harvey? When we're done this case, I'll help you find those sons of bitches. You said they might be in Arkham, right? I think you could use a helping hand to... What?
Who are you? Where's Stuart Davis?
Keziah Mason, I presume.
Silence! Get out of here!
This is none of your business! Shit, she's getting away. Come on, Harvey. I'm definitely gonna... Jack! We don't know if... Damn it. Oh, Jesus, fuck. His dreamlands look a little cursed. No! My god, where the hell are we? Jack? Jack! God, they're arcane symbols of black magic. I don't recognize any of them. Hell, I bet Benjamin Marsh wouldn't either. See some colossal ruins. Looks like they've been deserted for aeons. Yeah, need some more water. I do hope that we didn't just speedrun to the correct witch. I don't think Keziah Mason's gonna be like the one that's actually behind the murders, to be fair. She seems like she's got her own thing going on. But, you know, we'll figure out stuff while we're here, I'm sure. Right. Keziah Mason! Let go of that child! Sounds like science fiction. Damn it! Not running very fast. I wonder if these symbols are what keep the barrier active. Locked. Unable to decipher this language. That's the same case over here. Oh fuck. Jack! Harvey? Jack! Damn it. What? I think they're out of time. Oh Jesus. The fuck are these things? I guess they're kind of voicing themselves, aren't they? I didn't need to do that. A human. Interesting. Yes, I'm talking to you. How is that possible? Who are you? I believe my name is Walter Gilman, but I'm not entirely sure. Where are we? What is this place? A place beyond time and space, a nightmare planet in a universe of madness. What were those creatures? Some are scientists, others are engineers. I'm looking for my partner. I saw him, but he vanished before me. You and your partner share the same space, but not at the same time. Is there anything I can do to bring him back to this time? I can't help you with that. It is beyond my understanding. I saw Keziah Mason. We tried to stop her, but a barrier prevented me. Keziah blocked some access points in this place with her black magic. These scientists don't like it, but they've created a device to override her magical barriers. Where can I find that device? There are several of them in this facility. There's usually one near the places Keziah tries to block. I'm connected to parts of this complex. I'll open some doors for you. You can access them now. I'll tell you something that may save your life. Do not interact with the scientists. Some are docile, others extremely dangerous. Thank you. What does this device look like? It's a small golden scepter. It's very different from the technology of these scientists. Keziah participated in its creation without knowing she was helping them. What is the relationship between these creatures and Keziah? They help each other. How exactly do they help each other? I can't give you that answer. I don't know. What does Keziah do with the children she abducts? She sacrifices them. Damn witch, to what end? I don't know the answer. What do these beings do? All I know is that they need large amounts of blood for their plans, and they are obsessed with purity. I will try to get out of this place even if it costs my life. Unfortunately, you won't be able to. Is that you? I think so, but I'm not sure. I don't remember even being trapped inside of a body before. I have to find Jack and get out of this place. Okay. We've got an objective. Let's go left first. Harvey. But that smell, is all this blood? Harvey, look at me. We're in Iron Lung. I'm here. It's a sea of blood. Oh my god. Look, see the Iron Lung is down there. Blood is flowing through this pipe like a torrent. Where are they getting this much? What do they need it for? I don't know how deep it is, and I don't even want to imagine. Holy cow! There are thousands of them. Are they corpses? Do they get all that blood out of them? My god! This place is worse than I imagined! Looks like that's what's powering this section. It must have inconceivable power to make all this work. There are dozens of buttons glowing. I'll push one. A compartment is open. I see a box. I'll take it. Okay. I have a box acquired. I also see a strange device. I'll take that too. Okay. The box and strange device. Human language mode activate. Subject male. Ability to speak Migo language 0%. Vocal cords unable to articulate. Ability to understand spoken Migo language 0%. Hearing organs incapable of picking up 100% of the frequencies. Ability to understand written Migo language 10%. Probability of increasing neuronal capacities 80%. Initiating neurological link. Neural link successfully achieved. Subject is now able to understand written Migo language. What have I done? Well, I think now... Well, so first of all, the scientists are Migo, apparently. Which is an interesting design for them. It's kind of different from how they typically look, but you know. It is what it is. It's sort of a more generic Lovecraftian monster design, what they got going on here. With the tentacles and the writhing limbs. But it's fun interacting with them nonetheless. And this is a very high science fiction interpretation of them too. Doesn't seem hostile for now. No idea if bullets would even hurt it either. The wisest thing to do is not to check. Doesn't seem to have noticed me, or just doesn't care. Raw material toxicity level 0%. Raw material status suitable. OML -24 station operation 100%. Level of the first deposit 100%. Level of the second deposit 100%. Level of the third deposit 25%. Number of humans required for full storage of the third deposit 10,000. My god! Total population of planet Earth 2 billion. Raw material required insufficient. This must be the scepter Gilman spoke of. It teleported me away. God. Why are these beings, what are these beings looking for by connecting the brain via wires to their inert bodies? Why are you discharging? When are you discharging me, Doctor? You told me it was just dermatitis, right? What am I doing here? I want to go home. Oh, wow. Dr. West's science went beyond the macabre, but this borders on delirium. I don't like this hospital. It's always dark. How long have I been here? I came in for simple bronchitis, damn it. Where are they getting all these bodies? Are you talking about hepatitis, Doctor? I've heard they've made some progress in treating this disease, so I guess I shouldn't worry. Gives us hot air and makes a lot of noise. A generator? I don't know what any of them are for, except... Ooh, syringe. Okay. I'm going to draw a blood sample. Am I becoming less corporeal as that happens? Don't I look a little thinner than before, maybe? I don't know. I also don't see how that would work, Harvey. I also do not see how that would work. Oh, I didn't mean to go in there. I wanted to go to the exit. I suppose... There's nowhere to, like, insert a syringe or anything like that. It's like some Matrix level kind of environment that we're dealing with here. I think I can see, like, a Matrix inspiration. Especially with all the humans hooked up. It's like the big old batteries, yeah. Hello, Harvey. Or not Harvey, Walter. What does this device... Oh, wait. What do these beings do? Oh, no, so they need large amounts of blood for their plans. And they are obsessed with its purity. I forgot that I was doing a voice for that. So the blood has to be pure. Can't use it on myself. Maybe I can drop it into the sea of blood and they would be pissed about that. Yeah, here we go. I better get out of here. Now I have the scepter. No! Fucking shooter. I'm not going to kill anyone from behind. Okay. She's not aware of my presence. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey! You! Where do you think you're going with that child? Give him back or I'll rip your guts out like I intend to do to him.
Let's calm down here, little grandma. Jack! Thank God you're here! Apparently I was in a different time than you. I asked some beings with tentacles on their heads for help. They didn't seem to get it at first until I pulled out my revolver. Communication problem solved.
Enough talk! Give me back that child!
One thing at a time, Keziah. You dragged us into this nightmare dimension when we only wanted to ask you a few questions. Least you can do is let us do our job. As a gesture of goodwill, I'll holster the gun, okay?
I'll rip your hearts out.
Yeah, we heard you the first time. What do you intend to do with this child?
That's none of your business. I am not named in the Epstein documents.
Several newborns have been missing I just completely... Several newborns have gone missing in Arkham. Stuart Davis claimed that you were to blame for the abductions. What have you done with the other children?
Stuart Davis. What have you done with him? He belongs to me. Just like all the other children.
What is this place? What is it used for? I'd like to know what's going on here.
Your little mind is not ready to understand.
We need to get out of here. Be nice and open a portal back to Arkham.
Give me the child.
We're Arkham police detectives and we're investigating a case. A portal opened in one of the rooms of the Pullman building. The poor sap in there was decapitated. What do you know about that?
I don't know what you're talking about. The only portal I usually open is the one that links this world to my home.
So you had nothing to do with that portal?
It seems to be more the work of Mary or Abigail. I am not the witch you are looking for.
Are you sure?
I couldn't care less what happens in that stinking city. Now give me the brat.
Not so fast. Open a portal back to Arkham and we'll give you the child. Jack, what the hell are you talking about? I don't want to spend the rest of my life here. We'll give him to you. Is that a deal, ma'am? Are you out of your mind? She wants to kill him. He was on that altar to be sacrificed. That's not our problem. But Listen to me, Harvey. When this lady opens a portal, you're gonna give her the kid, period. If you don't, I'll rip him from your arms. Is that clear? You'll have to go through me first. That's what I'll fucking do. You seem to be the smarter of the two, so it's a deal. I hope I never see you again. There you have it. The child, quick. You know what, old witch? You were right. Yes, about what? About me being the smarter one. Quick, Harvey. Let's get out of here before the portal closes. Everything okay over here? Fucking hell, Jack. I really thought you were going to hand over the baby to Keziah Mason. Mr. Whitman, language. Where are your manners? Don't play games. I thought you were serious. It was a bluff, Harvey. You should have known that. How could I give the kid to that witch, for God's sake? Do you think I... Come on, Harvey, what do you take me for? If you were bluffing, you should have done something else for me to catch on. Like I don't know, a wink or something. Because I would have seen it. Alright. We need a code word for these kinds of cases. I got 3 words. Trust your partner. Anyway, how's the baby? Fine, thank God. We should get the child to safety before we continue with our case.